All right, what's up, guys? We're gonna see how this goes. I guess first time I'm actually hosting the stream, so let me know how the sound quality sounds. If you can see me, all the usual issues. But basically tonight, just kind of gonna give a channel update, kind of my plans for this upcoming season. Figured it'd be a lot more fun doing this like live and just chatting with you. And I've got a ton of questions. So, and if you have any more, just drop them down below or in the chat box, whatever, and we'll go from there. But how's everyone doing? Friday night. Still got a month to go on teal. Still got a month before teal season. So, and I was driving back from work today, and I can't believe the amount of doves I'm already seeing. Like, I'm ready. I am ready. We got a little bit of cooler weather. It's not too chilly, but they're here. I mean, the doves are here. We need some water for the teal, but new small game guide dropped. Where are you out of? Pretty good brewery. I haven't seen any waterfowl guides or small game guides for us in Nebraska here, but I haven't been to the store in like a week. So yep. Like I said, okay. Good to know. I'll have to go pick them up. Is that the waterfowl included in that one this year too? I know last year they did it. Early goose in September 8th. Where's that at? I need to go up there. Online. All right, I'll have to check that out. What's up, JJ Awesomer? Southeast Nebraska. Yeah, that's where I grew up. Love it. Can't beat that. So we'll let some people get in here, and then I'll start taking some questions. I don't know how long we'll go. We'll just keep going, I guess, till we run out of questions. But yeah, that's it. Hot in your guys' neck of the woods. It's been terrible out here this summer. I'm ready for cooler temps already. I tell you what. It's been super humid too. Early goose, September 11th in Illinois. Dang. See, Nebraska used to have early goose season way back. Shoot, the last year I can remember it was probably 2012, 2013. That was back when I was in college. And I remember we had I think it was only a week long or something around Lincoln, Omaha area, eastern half of the state, I believe. And we haven't had it since. But I think we can hunt longer now since they took it away. California, what's up? Young geese all feathered out. A lot of family groups. Yeah, I've seen a few. I've seen a few mallards around too. We're pretty dry out here where I'm at. So last year we had birds nest. I mean, we had teal nesting out here at this time last year. But they're all our wetlands and stuff are dried up, so no ducks out on those. Missouri, yeah, I heard. I think that was on Thomas's live stream last night. Missouri doesn't have a teal season this year. That stinks. Is that just because of the COVID or whatever? I hope you guys get it back. But going squirrel hunting. Oh shoot, I forgot tomorrow's squirrel opener. Dang. Completely spaced that. I just actually finished up shooting another hunting boot camp, and yeah, I was talking about hunting season. We got antelope season coming up here in Nebraska, and we've got I know goose season in a couple places. North Dakota, I think no teal hunting on WMAs. That stinks. That stinks. But yeah, squirrel season. I forgot all about that. What's up, Chasing Green, Arkansas, September 1st. Nice. That's probably all. I guess I don't know how the Canada goose hunting in Arkansas really good. I guess I've never seen a Canada goose hunt in Arkansas. I've seen snow goose and speckled belly. The early goose would be down there. Wisconsin early goose. Oh, you guys pretty. Yeah. Oh, Brazil. We got someone from Brazil. What's up, Phil? Got a bunch of people. All right. Can be straight residential. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Going out September 1st. Yes, like I said, our teal season here in Nebraska starts September 5th. I don't really know why they always started on the first Saturday in September. I don't know. I'd kind of like them to start on the first actual September 1st, but I'm not going to complain because usually we get Labor Day, so you got 3 days off to hunt. AP goose and Eastern Shore. Bag limit is 1. That stinks. That Eastern Flyway or Atlantic Flyway, it can be tough. Just talking to Thomas, he can. Last year got my first duck by myself because I just got my hunter safe. Good, nice, man. Hope you get some more this year. Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah. Do we have any? Do you have any recommendations as to how to profess duck calling? Can make all the sounds, but want to make it sound quite great. Couple pointers. Okay, yeah, I can jump in that one there. So I'm not, I'm not the expert caller. I'm not gonna even proclaim myself as an expert caller. And a lot of the people under my YouTube videos, they'll let me know what they think of my calling. But it's more important, and I tell everyone starting out, it's a lot more important as knowing when to call than knowing really how to call. I mean, once you get the basics down, you're good. It's more knowing that timing though. So calling on the corners, and it's a lot of experience things. And I don't want to talk out of my wheelhouse here. Like I said, I'm not an expert caller by any means, but it'd be my recommendation is learning when to call is just not as important, if not more important, than knowing exactly how to call. Like I can't really do a feeder chuckle, so I don't even really try it too much when I'm out hunting. But just a couple basic quacks and the hell call, greeting call, stuff like that. Are you coming out to Wisconsin to hunt this year? Probably not. Not with everything going on. I do have some trips planned, and actually, that's a great segue to a couple of our questions here. Let me pull them up. Now everything's going slow. That's how that goes. But here we go. Tundra swan breast resting in your brine as I type. Nice. Yeah, actually, I don't know if you guys can see it. I've got my dehydrator going right now. I just have the last batch of goose. I only had 2 geese left in my freezer, so I'm making goose jerky for opening day at Teal. We'll go off Instagram here, though. And if I miss your question, I'm sorry. Just ask it again or something. But coming to New Mexico, not going to make it to New Mexico this year. I'm just not going to. It's not going to happen. I've got too much stuff on my plate. I do want to get down there, though. But not even really for waterfowl. I mean, I hear you can get a couple cinnamon teal and stuff and some really beautiful plumed out birds down there. Plus, it's like cool country, I hear. But I'm just not going to make it down there. I would love to get on some desert quail down there, though, too. Any trips planned? So, yeah, we'll roll into that. So I do have one main trip, you guys. Probably, if you follow me, you probably follow the rest of the Flyways guys. Jordan from Duck Gun Chronicles, Elliot Freelance Duck Hunting, Josh Outdoor Limits, Thomas from Virginia Outdoors Unlimited, Titus Mid-Valley Mercenaries. We are doing another Flyways collab that is going to happen again. I'm not really sure how much I can give away, much more than that. It'll be coming up this fall. I mean, and it might be a little bit longer than last year. It probably will be, because last year we only hunted 3, maybe 4 days. And by the time that was over, we were just absolutely dead. That was exhausting. But that's probably my main trip. Other than that, I'm going to go all across Nebraska. Hope to hunt with a few new people. I've got a couple invites, and I just like exploring new areas. I like hunting new areas. And there's a lot of areas that I've been to for fishing or just camping, but I've never hunted. And I want to give that a go and see how I can do in those areas. So we'll just see how ambitious I get this fall. Okay, new gear for this year. So, I just got some dive bomb decoys. Those are going to be a game changer. So I guess I should back that up. I'm going to be doing a lot of solo hunts this year. I'm going to be doing a lot more solo hunts. Devin, you guys might know him as Game Hog. He has moved back to eastern Nebraska. He'll be on a couple videos, I'm sure. I'm sure he'll come and, we'll do some collab hunts. But he's a big deer hunter, and it was just killing him not being able to bow hunt as much as he likes to do. So I'm going to be by myself a lot more. Maybe have a couple other people tag along, but it's going to be a lot more solo hunts. And so that kind of ties into the new gear, because I got them dive bombs for that reason. It's a lot easier to carry 5 dozen dive bomb goose decoys than 5 dozen full body goose decoys. So I've got dive bomb decoys. I've got my 28 gauge. I am really pumped to get out that. I actually just ordered 2 cases of Boss shot shell for it, 2 3/4 inch, 5-shot Boss. I can't wait. I can't wait to take it out teal season. I'm probably not gonna shoot that boss at the teal though. You know, it's not exactly the cheapest load, but I am going to take it out for duck season. Gonna take it out for I don't know. I might try to get a goose with it. It's gonna have to be a close goose before it, you know, so I can feel confident shooting at that range with the 28 gauge. Let's see. We've got. Oh, here's a question. What is the average distance you kayak to the hunting spots? That's actually a great question. I've gone anywhere from 200 yards to it was probably 3/4 of a mile. If I can kayak there and I have to kayak there, I'm gonna kayak there. And you can get a lot of different places with a kayak. It's really not too bad. I was kind of kicking around the idea about getting a trolling motor for it, but you know, I kind of like. I mean, it's just good exercise the way I look at it. That's just how I like. Yeah, I've got to row 3/4 of a mile. Yeah, more exercise. Whatever. Last year on the first day of deer season. Sorry if I'm reading these out loud. Just helps me. We're hunting. Me and my uncle saw each other. Nice. Prep all the decoys and stuff. Yep, I've got some of it done. I need to do a little bit more. Let's get Thomas in here. I tried to get Thomas in here. I even texted Thomas, and shut up, Ben. But I tried to get Thomas in here. I'm like, hey, you want to jump on my live stream with me? So it's just not me yabbering on by myself. But he said he had to go fishing. So we'll see if he posts a video from this fishing trip tonight. Really jittery audio cutting in and out a lot. Is anyone else experiencing this? Yeah, guys, are you having audio issues? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know. Hopefully it's not on my end. Do you hunt out of boats ever with a boat blind? I've never hunted out of a boat blind. I would like to sometime. I know Jordan has a boat blind. Hint, hint. If he hops on here, I don't know what he's doing either. Mostly, I do a lot of walking in. I will cover a lot. You know, I'll walk in a lot. Okay, a little bit laggy. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to. I don't know. I'm not the computer expert Jordan is. He can get everything running flawlessly. But yeah, you know, I do a lot of walking. That's probably most walking or paddling in is what I do typically. There's not a lot of spots where I can just drive up to, jump out, unload everything, and then park the truck and walk back. Come to VA and hunt with Thomas. Sweet. Yeah, I do want to do that. I want to get a black duck. That is on my duck hit list. And then Ben keeps derailing me. But yeah, I do want to get a black duck. And then Thomas said he had some sweet sea duck spots. So I want to get some scoters and stuff like that. That'd be awesome. Okay, what kind of beer is in my fridge? There is actually no beer in my fridge right now. I'm on kind of a health kick, except for whiskey. So no beer, just drinking whiskey right now. But what kind of shot and gauge do you recommend for dove hunting? I would go 8.5 to 7.5 inch, 8.5 to 7.5 shot lead. I use my 20 gauge just because it's easier to swing on them. It's really whatever fits you the best, because I mean, you want a gun, especially for dove, you want a gun that fits you. Walking spots. What gear do you usually try to take in? Spinners, dozen, I'll take in on walking spots probably between a dozen and 2 dozen decoys. I've taken in more, especially I've got a cart now. Before I had a cart, I've carried up to 3 dozen on my back. And once you come back, you know, if you've had shoot any birds that day, you're going to be exhausted. Like, you will just be dripping in sweat. You will be dying as soon as you get back to the truck. It's not bad going in because you're all pumped up and hyped up on adrenaline. But yeah, so I'd say anywhere between a dozen to 2 dozen decoys. It depends on what your decoys are. You know, 6 of those are probably going to be teal decoys for me. The rest probably mallards with a couple pintail or some kind of puddle duck species. And then usually I take a spinner, not all the time. And even if I take a spinner, I don't always run it. It really depends on kind of what I'm feeling that day. I don't really like them too much on cloudy days. That's just for me. Black ducks all over the beaver pond. Yeah, rub it in. Woodies. A black duck and wood duck hunt would be awesome. Ducket list. Yeah, that's just the term I came up with for bucket list ducks. You're in the middle of a prairie marsh, no dry ground, within a 10-minute walk. You kayaked in, 15 minutes till shooting time, and mallards are already working. Last evening's wings and bush lights hits. What do you do? That is a great question. I think you just power it out. You try to power it out as long as you can. I don't know. I've never been in that situation, so I hope I never encounter that. Hey Josh, what's going on, man? No, I was just kidding. I actually stocked up. Our Walmart had they put all their ammo on sale, Winchester Super X at the end of season. So I got it like all half price, and I don't know. I have an arsenal of steel shot. Sorry, got to go. All right, we'll see you. Thanks for stopping by. The river spot you hunt out west is a far walk, or not really. It's pretty good jaunt. I'm not gonna say how far it is or anything, but it is. It's probably at least half a mile. I guess I've never really measured it. Do you have any advice for me on starting a hunting channel? Also, what do I use to edit and my Insta? Okay, so my Instagram, I guess I can plug all my stuff real quick here. I've got a Facebook, Instagram under High Prairie Sportsman. I've got a Twitter under High Prairie. I've got a TikTok under High Prairie Sportsman. So if you want to see me do stupid stuff, go over to that TikTok. Help me beat Jordan on there. Advice for starting a hunting channel. Okay, this is actually a great question. Well, we're moving on, Ben. This is a great question, though. So one thing that I notice a lot of people do when they start a hunting channel is you've got to have your own style. You got to make it your own. Don't try to copy other people's videos. I mean, if you see something you like in them, use that, but make it your own. Don't just be a carbon copy, because no one's going to want to watch that when they can watch the actual original. You got to own it. You got to own your own channel. So that would be probably the number one tip there. Tip for that. Another one is don't go on like YouTube and just comment, hey, subscribe to my channel on everyone's other videos. That does not work. Actually, it blocks you in the YouTube algorithm. So just really quick YouTube kind of tutorial. When you say sub for sub or go subscribe to my channel, that hurts your channel in the long run in the algorithm, because if anyone actually goes to your channel and subscribes, they're not going there for your content. They're going because they saw your comment on someone else's content. If you make good content that you are proud of, then people will follow. They might not be as fast as you want, and especially now, because duck hunting's taken off on YouTube. So there's a lot of new channels. There's a lot of, different content people can view. But that'd be my basic, that'd be my stuff for starting off. Doing lots of private hunting this year or public. I am doing a lot of public. I really like hunting public because, one of the goals of my channel is to show people that they can go out, they can start from nothing, start from not knowing anybody, not even knowing different types of ducks or whatever, and they can go out on these public spots and they can hunt and they can be successful at it. That's a big part of it. Now, if I get offered a public or private hunt, I'm not going to turn it down, because I do like to hunt ducks. I like to shoot ducks. I like to shoot geese. I'm not going to turn down any private ground. But I do like to hunt public, because I like to show people that you can do it on public, much to, some people like, oh, public sucks. You just got to put in the work. You've got to put in the effort. You got to put in the time, and, think out of the box. I mean, that's a big part of it as well. This is my first full season duck hunting up here in New York. I got a banded mallard drake and a stud black duck. Nice. So my first duck was actually a banded mallard drake, and it's been like 16 or 17 years, and I still haven't shot another banded duck or goose. So hopefully this year. I always say that, though. Looking forward to the Sandhills. Yep, Tyler, I am too. I heard they still have a lot of water up there, so might not be able to hunt as many spots, kind of like last year. The year before it, the water wasn't as high up there, and we could hunt a lot more different areas. But we'll have to see when we get up there. Actually, I might go scout this weekend up that area. How do you edit videos? I like Adobe Premiere Elements. It's got a tutorial mode. It's really simple to use. What camera do I use? Another great question right here. This is my big camera. This is a Sony A6300. There's like a Sony A6000, Sony A6500. There's a bunch of different cameras. Honestly, just get a decent vlog camera. You can type it up on Amazon. Canon makes some good ones. There's a bunch of different ones, and all the guys in the Flyways Collective with me, we all use different ones, and they all, they all look really good. I also use my phone. So if you're starting out, I would just say use your phone and a GoPro. That's literally what I started out on. And then you just upgrade as you get money and as you, as you find more stuff that kind of suits you. Solo hunts are what hooked me. I love solo hunts. I absolutely do. I don't know. It's just kind of personal preference. Don't get me wrong. I love hunting with other people too, but solo hunts are probably, there's just so many. It opens up so many more areas you can hunt. You only have to worry about one guy hiding. Yeah, that was a frustrating day, but we persevered and made her through. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon for a YouTube channel, slow and steady. Exactly. That perfect. If you guys are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, Tom's words, those are perfect right there. It's a marathon. You got to just stay motivated, keep it out there. East part of the state sucks. So many people in public. Yeah, you got those population centers. That's what's happened. But you got to think out of the box and, go after work, go weekdays, whatever you can. Favorite duck to kill. Okay, I'm going to get some flack on this. I know Jordan couldn't believe it when I told him. I love green-winged teal. Green-winged teal are probably my absolute favorite duck to hunt. And I know. Mallard. What about mallards? I like green-winged teal. They decoy a lot easier, and I just like the way they look. I like the green speculum on them, and they taste amazing. Not to say mallards don't taste great or wood ducks or anything like that, but I absolutely love green-winged teal. They're probably my favorite. Going after any roosters, I always try. They're tough. I don't have a dog most time, so it's tough. But I'll probably get at least one hunt in. What kind of water do I prefer to hunt? Marsh, lakes, rivers? I'd say marsh early, and then once everything freezes up, rivers. That's how I would go with that. Got 27 ducks past season. No, that's good. That's good. 27 is not bad at all. Yep, I do hope to get a dog here at some point in the future. Kayak hunts, those are a blast too. Biggest group of people I've hunted with. Oh gosh, Jordan made an appearance. Okay, biggest group of people I've hunted with. It would probably be 8. I would say 8 or 9, and it was. So I got invited on this guided hunt with my buddy. That he knew the actual guide, so we didn't have to pay anything. We actually missed class one day during college, and we hunted. And there was other clients and stuff. And it was actually 2 pit blinds. It was just one super long one that was kind of like had a break in the middle, like ladders and stuff. And I didn't even pull my gun, but it was still a blast just hanging out. And they had like TVs and stuff in there and electricity. Like you could have lived in that pit blind. It was pretty nice. But anymore, I don't go over 4. You get over 4 guys and it's pushing it. Nebraska Waterfowl Nation, and there he is, old Oak Nuts, Duck Gun Chronicles himself. He blessed us with his presence. I'm just kidding. But green wings, man, I love them. Am I single? Yes. That's probably not going to change anytime soon because duck season's coming up. So it's kind of hard to find any ladies in the marsh. Favorite next one that cups up. That's a great. Yep, I love that. Do you use breathable waders? I actually just switched to breathables last year. I was for the longest time neoprene. I'd always get Cabela's neoprene. I liked their warranty they had on them and stuff. Won't go into what happened with all that, but I made the switch. I heard good things about breathable, so I got Frog Tog Grand Refuge 2.0s, and I actually did a review on my channel if you want to check that out. They are amazing. It's like I literally describe them whenever anybody asks as wearing a velvet waterfall. They are awesome. Dream duck hunting trip. This is, I've thought about this a lot, and it would definitely be a king eider hunt up in Alaska. I don't know much more about hunting king eider other than that, but they're just like one of the sweetest birds I've ever seen. And I mean, they're tough conditions to hunt in. And that's just like it, I would liken it to shooting a 200 class whitetail or something, that I don't really care about antlers or anything too much, but that king eider is up there for me. That's definitely my dream duck hunting trip. What gun do I shoot? That's another good question. I actually shoot 3 shotguns during duck season, or I will this upcoming year. Oh, gosh. So sorry. There's some jokers in the comment section here. I shoot a 12 gauge Remington VersaMax semi-auto, shoots 3.5-inch loads. I don't run 3.5s too often, but I will if I get them for, gifted. I don't go out and buy 3.5s anymore. So I use that for a majority of the season. Before, I would use my 20 gauge 870 pump Remington, and that'd be my Teal gun. And then I'd pull it out if I thought the birds were going to decoy close, because it only has a 24-inch barrel and a modified choke. I don't like to run anything higher than a modified choke. And actually, I'm gonna run. I got it improved for my new gun. I just bought a gun, shot 2 turkeys with it this year. It's a 28 gauge TriStar G2 V2 Viper, something like that. It's a TriStar Viper 28 gauge, and I got a improved and modified chokes for it, and full for the turkey, obviously. But that's a sweet shooting gun, and I just got bossed for it. I can't wait to get some mallards down with that. Yep. Favorite decoy? I love Avian X. I love greenhead gear. Obviously, it's gonna depend on what your budget situation is. Personally, I like Avian X. I love the detail on them. I love the paint. It lasts. I started out with greenhead gear, and I still run greenhead gear. All my coot decoys are greenhead gear. So I use a mix of those two. I'd say it's a toss-up between both of those. Harlequin hunt. Yep, I would love to get a Harlequin as well. Never got one of those. Yep, seems like a lot of guys like the king eider and Harlequins. If I could do some halibut fishing or salmon fishing too, like after hunting in the morning or whatever, or midday, that'd be awesome. Oh man, I hate when you get a hole in your waders. Are the sandhills hard to hunt? No. The sandhills are actually pretty easy to hunt. There's a decent amount of public ground. You can look on the maps and stuff. I'm not going to give away any specific areas, but there's also a lot of big water lakes. Excuse me. There's a ton of lakes and little marshes and stuff across the sandhills. And if you can get private permission and then scout it and find out where them ducks are, I mean, the hardest part is probably if you're hunting somewhere that's been grazed, it's going to be tough finding cover. But if you can find cover, you're going to be, you should have a good day. And some, it depends on the day too. Sometimes the ducks will just be dumping in. Other days you'll see a few, but the few you do see will probably give you a look more often than not. Still amazed at those strutting hens. I know every year I see them dang strutting hens. I don't know what it is about, those areas I hunt. Maybe it must be the decoy. I'm going to chalk it up to the decoy because they hate that decoy. But yeah, that's crazy. What will happen next year? A banded duck or a Huskers football conference title? Put me on the spot here. I'm going to have to go banded duck because, and I'm going to preface that by saying this. I would be at this point, I'm about 50% sold that we will have even a football season, let alone a conference championship for football. So the odds are I'm more likely to shoot a banded duck this year than Nebraska is probably even likely to play football at this point. And that kills me to say, because it's just not fall without football. I'm sorry. It's just not fall in Nebraska without football. I'm sure some of the Southern guys could probably agree with me there with the SEC, but sandhills dump right into my geese. Oh, wait. Oh, Okay, you might have been talking about cranes. I've never hunted cranes. Sorry, I misunderstood there. Heading out to Nebraska, Thanksgiving week to farm and hunt. Do you come and see the high plains produce on public in that time frame? Yes. Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a great time to hunt Nebraska. Honestly, other than a lot of public ground, is gonna be hit hard because everyone has those 4 days off typically. But I know it doesn't matter what side of the state I'm on during Thanksgiving. It seems like the other side of the state's doing good that weekend, and for whatever reason, I can't really hit it consistently. I'll have 1 or 2 good days, but it seems like the other side of the state will have 4 good days. But yeah, Thanksgiving's a great time to come out here. Scott Frost, love him. He's doing big things. I know it hasn't showed on the record, like record wise. I know it hasn't shown up, but the recruiting he's doing, the weight program. I mean, under Riley, we were a joke. Like squats were optional, and I could go off. I mean, I could start a whole YouTube channel just about Nebraska. Like I am a diehard Husker fan, and I won't bore everyone else with it. But I love Scott Frost. I think he is the right hire. I think Hoiberg's the right hire, and I think they're both going to lead us where we want to go eventually. Do I have the Discovery 119? Yes, I do. I absolutely love it. It's a lot bigger than my other kayak. It's 12 foot long. It has the perks of a canoe and a kayak, so one person can carry it, and you can fit up to 3 dozen decoys. And I've actually, hooked a decoy sled up and pulled 10 goose decoys behind it. So I absolutely love that. And you can put a redhead blind on it. I don't shoot out of it too often. Josh does. He has one as well, and I think Elliot put one on his as well. Don't quote me on that, but I know Josh has one on his 119, and he can shoot out of it too. It's a layout blind boat thing. One thing I hate about duck season, not getting enough sleep. Lack of sleep kills me. This is, summer's my time to like recharge and catch up on my sleep, and you can see that hasn't really been going the best because of work. But yeah, it's nothing for me to go 4 hours, just go 4 hours each day without sleep. Or just go on 4 hours or less. No confidence in Frost. No, I have the utmost confidence in Frost. Like I said, I absolutely love him. I just don't think we're going to hit a conference title this year. Our schedule is a meat grinder, and I honestly don't think we're going to have football, as much as it pains me to say that. When do we usually freeze up? Okay, so it used to be late November. Now it seems like it's mid-December. It varies really year by year. And sometimes we'll freeze up in November and we'll get a January thaw and it'll be open, and then it'll stay like that until after goose season. It's crazy. Subscriber hunt with freelance and KC. I don't know about a subscriber hunt. It might happen. I don't know. It's just there's a lot of logistics to work out, stuff like that. But I'm not gonna rule it out in the future. I will hunt with Elliot again, though. That we are doing the Flyways collab, so that'll be coming up here. It's during big duck season. What do you think will happen with public land in regards to COVID? That is an excellent question. I've actually been on the forums talking about this. I think with the Canada border being shut down, and I don't think it's going to open up anytime soon. I don't think those early season duck hunts that you see up there, like on Claudio's hunt, his channel, Hired to Hunt, I don't think you're going to see a lot of those. A lot of people that fly up to Canada, they're not going to be able to get up there. So I think you're going to see a lot more people up in North Dakota. I think you're going to see a lot more people hunting Nebraska and Kansas. I think it's going to be a lot more crowded. And if the way the fishing racks look at like Bass Pro or Cabela's, like if you guys have gone into any sporting goods store lately, all the fishing gear, like it's been picked over hard. There is even Walmart. There's not a lot of stuff to offer there. So people, they're cooped up. They want something to do. And if there's no football, and if you can't go to Canada, there's going to be a lot more people hunting. Like I honestly believe that it's going to be a lot tougher to hunt this year on public. Let's see. What's up, Alaska Viking? Great coach, Memphis Tigers fan, and he turned. Yep. Yeah, he did great at UCF. I mean, you can look at his record at UCF, going back on Scott Frost. I mean, like I said, I could talk football all night. But yeah. Best duck gun, decoys, waders, etc. Okay, well, I guess, all I can attest to are the ones that I personally use. The best duck gun probably would be, if you're talking pump, I would go Remington 870. And that is back in the day. I know they've changed some things since I got it. I mean, my Remington 870 is 16 years old. So quality control is a little different than it is now on the Remington 870. But you talk about a gun that like never quits and you can beat up. That's a really good duck gun. Decoys, green headgear, G&H are another good brand. They last forever. Avian X. It really depends what you're looking for. If you're going to be shooting your decoys more often than not, get some foam filled ones. Avian X are my personal. I really like Avian X, just the details and the way they do their body styles and the paint durability on them and just kind of the material it's made out of. I just really love Avian X. Waders, breathables. I've only worn the Frog Togs, so I can't really attest to anything else, but I've heard the Rogers are really good too. SBE 2 and 3. I've only shot the SBE 2 once. It's a good gun. I'm not saying, I'm not discounting anything else. It's just, like I said, it's what I have the most experience with, right? Two boys are watching. Don't believe it's live. Can you give them a shout out? What's up, Liam and Joseph? Hey guys. Excellent opportunity to take someone out with you, get those hunting licenses. So, yep, exactly. I mean, it's all how you look at it. I mean, it's a matter of perspective. We can do a lot more with the state agencies when people are buying more hunting licenses. And hopefully more people that have never went out hunting will try hunting, and you can take those people out because there's going to be less stuff to do. You probably won't have high school football or high school athletics. So that'll take up, all kinds of, there's probably going to be a lot more free time for a lot more opportunity to spend outdoors than in past years. I mean, that's probably one silver lining to this. Ducks jump from South Dakota. I agree with Chase Congrove. Yep, there's definitely no birds in Nebraska or Kansas. Actually, I hear Indiana has the best duck hunting. You guys can check out Duck Gun Chronicles if you want to know more on that, though. He knows all the good public spots on Indiana ground. Benelli, guys, see, I've never shot I've shot a Benelli once, maybe twice. Yeah, knows what I'm talking about there. Have you used a Stoger gun in duck hunting? No, my buddy Devin did. I believe it was a Stoger. We called him the one-shot wonder when he did. It seemed like it would go off and then jam up after that. I don't know the model or anything. You'd have to ask him on that, but never shot a Stoger personally. Other than clean, what do you do to your decoys each year? That's pretty much it. I hang them up so the cords are straight. If you watch any of my hunting boot camps, that's about the only thing. Wash them off after the season, wash them off again during the summer at some point. Make sure, there's no moss or mud or anything. And, okay. Yeah. And then, just hang them up so the cords are straight and not all tangled up for duck season. How do you like your motion duck decoys, Predator? I absolutely love it. It is a jerk rig on steroids. It is a great product. It works amazing. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to turn the light on. It's getting a little dark in here. All right, there we go. Let's see. Do you think, since COVID is a thing, that public land will be almost impossible to shoot ducks because of how many people will be out most likely? No, I don't think it's going to be impossible. You might just have to work harder. You might have to pick those odd hours. You might have to get out whenever you can, go out after work if you can, scout harder. You're just going to have to put in more work, honestly. And hopefully everybody respects everybody. And if you see other guys, if they're only a party of two and you're by yourself or something, invite them to join with you. I know my buddy Ben over there at Foul Front, he does that a lot. it's better to hunt and make some new friends possibly, or at least ask, and then you guys don't screw each other up while you're hunting. But no, I don't think it's gonna be impossible. Hopefully everyone, you don't call each other's birds, you don't sky bust, you just respect each other, and I think we can all have great duck hunting seasons, honestly. What's the best way to pack in, sled or carry over the shoulder? A sled is a lifesaver, especially if there's ice or snow on the ground. Otherwise, get you like a decoy cart or a wagon. Do you read whatever's on the top? I'm Ron Burgundy, ? Beer of choice. I'm a Coors Light guy. I also do love Lion and Kugel. Some of their flavors they come out are pretty tasty. Oatmeal stout. I like some of those, whatever you call them, artistry beers or whatever. Those are Cornstalker probably is a good example of that from Thunderhead and Kearney. That's awesome. Hope you guys have good luck, Thomas. What's your favorite clothing? I don't know. Just basically whatever's in Max 4, Max 5 camo. That's my favorite camo pattern. I don't really have a brand of clothing. I guess Muddy Water Camo has some pretty sweet camo patterns too. I haven't heard about them for a while though. Motion Duck Spreader or Mojo? I would go Mojo, or I would go Motion Duck Spreader because everyone has a Mojo. The Motion Duck Spreader, and you can't use a Mojo in every state. So I'd go Mojo. I can't talk. Motion Duck Spreader over that. Free merch. We did do a giveaway. The Flyways Collective did. We each gave one of these hats away. I'm actually out of hats. If you guys want some more hats, this is a fitted hat. I'm probably not going to make these anymore. Probably not going to make these for a while. Probably going to do some snapbacks coming up. But if you guys want some hats, let me know, and so I have a better idea how to order. Drop a comment or something. Speedo. I don't know. Do they make camo Speedos? Yeah, I'm just kidding. I don't think I could pull that off. Jorts. I can rock some jorts, but I don't think I could rock a Speedo. The best gun is the one you shoot well. Yep. That's right, Dan. Really what fits you the best. You want a gun that fits you and that you can be consistent shooting at that range that, like Dan mentioned. Amen. Yes. 100 yards, 70 yards. Those are way too far shots. I won't attempt anything over than 40 anymore. Even then, if I really part of the joy of duck hunting and goose hunting for me is how close I can get them. That's really what gets my blood pumping. I love getting them in tight. So that's what I'm always going to try to do. How many mounts do you have? 1, 2, I got to think. Over 10, and I've got one at the taxidermist and 3 more birds to take in here in 2 weeks. So I'll have like 15, 16 mounts. I've got a ton. I need to probably put those on video or something. But which hunt do I prefer? Early season mixed bag in the Sandhills or late season greenheads? I'm with you, Tyler. There, I'd probably say I like the variety I get duck hunting. I like greenheads early because it's something different from the teal and the rest of the puddle ducks. But late season, I want some of them divers and stuff. But I don't know if all our late season hunts are like that one we had last year. I would take that, especially if we get to top it off with a stud pintail. How do you like to run your spinners in the spread? It really depends. I'm kind of been leaning for teal. I like them right in the spread. For the rest of the season, I kind of like them a little further away, like kind of back from the main pile, like they're going to land short and then swim in, because I see ducks do that a lot. Out of state hunts planned besides the Flyways collab. There might be a possibility of a Texas crane hunt going on. That's not set in stone. I don't know much more about that, but there is a possibility. Yeah, and I might get some more Kansas hunts in with Elliot or Josh. Who knows? Jordan was twisting my arm to get up there on a Michigan hunt with him. We'll see. I don't think it's going to happen. And I did have an invite to go hunt August geese up in North Dakota, but I only get so many vacation days during the year, so I've got to be selective on those. So I'm going to hop over to Facebook real quick and check and see what questions I have over there. Answer those. Jeez, Ben's blowing up my Facebook. Okay. All right, Nick, any plans to get a boat? Actually, I had a boat. It wasn't a duck boat. It was an outboard ski boat that the previous owner turned into a fishing boat. I took it out maybe a total of 5 times, and I had to get rid of it. And it was the happiest day probably of my summer so far. I sold it for half of what I had into it, and I took the trolling motor with it. So no plans to really get a boat. The next boat I do get, though, it will be an actual duck boat that I can do some pike fishing out of or something. Let's see. What else we got? 3 inch versus 3.5 inch 12 gauge. I would go 3. Well, it depends. I would say 3.5 inch 12 gauge. If we're talking gun, now I wouldn't recommend buying 3.5 inch loads, especially it depends how you hunt. I mean, do whatever pattern's best out of your gun, but having that extra 1/2 inch, and if you choose to get those loads in the future, or someone gives you them loads, then you have the possibility to shoot those. So if you're going with a 12 gauge and you need to purchase one, I would say get a 3.5 inch gun, but you can shoot just as many birds with a 3 inch. Like, favorite way to cook ducks and geese. Favorite way to cook geese, flying prime rib. That recipe is on my channel. Absolutely primo. When done right, you can't even tell it's goose. I love it. Favorite way to cook ducks. There's so many different ways to cook ducks. Teal, I love to just a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, throw them on the grill, pull out some morels that I dehydrated, saute them, throw them with the teal. Primo on that. Other than that, a lot of crock pot recipes. I like smoking them, marinating them, and then smoking them or grilling them. It really depends on the birds and what your preferences are. Favorite podcast? That's a great question, and I know Jordan hopped in here for a second. I might have to walk on some eggshells here, but I am a co-host of the Foul Front podcast. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun podcast. We have some fun over there. I don't know. I've got three favorite podcasts. I'll say Foul Front, the MVM show, and Duck Gun podcast. Just not to stroke Jordan's ego anymore, but those are my 3 favorite podcasts. I can't rank them one over the other because I'm buddies with all those guys and they all have great content. Oh, geez. Some of these are cracking me up here. Let's see. New projects I can tell you about. Not a lot, just doing videos. Coming up with different things. Working on the flyways a lot. We're putting we've got a lot of big stuff coming with the Flyways Collective, guys. We've got hats coming. We've got a whole bunch of stuff coming down the tube. So you're going to want to stay tuned for all that. Best method to turn an old decoy into a coot decoy. Why is it best to turn an old decoy into a coot decoy rather than anything else? Well, I've never turned an old decoy into a coot decoy, but just some ultra flat black paint, a little white on the bill, and then some red paint for the detailing. That couldn't be that difficult, I wouldn't think. I don't know. You can turn old decoys into whatever you want. Honestly, it's whatever you're seeing in your area. So if you're seeing divers, turn them into divers. You have a hot scout, but you can only bring 3 decoys. What do you bring? That depends on what I'm scouting. If there's mallards in the area, I'm probably going to bring mallard decoys. I'll probably bring 1 hen, 2 drakes. If there's coots in the area, I'm going to bring nothing but coots. That's how much faith I have in my coot decoys. And if you follow me on TikTok, you guys probably already know that. What do I enjoy when I'm not hunting and fishing? Any other hobbies? Yeah, I really like. I have a garden. Some people call it a pretty big garden, so that takes up a lot of my summers and even into teal season. I'm actually happy by the time frost rolls around, so I don't have to worry about my garden anymore. But garden takes up a lot of time. I do a lot of like drawing and painting and stuff when I have time. It's kind of hard between all this videography and stuff. Those are the two main things. Other than that, I love watching sports. As you know, I already kind of talked about. Big football fan. Go Huskers, go Patriots. Love college basketball, love college baseball. I think Husker volleyball, pretty much all Husker sports. Big sports guy. Fantasy football is another big part of it. Those are probably the main hobbies I have other than hunting and fishing. Cute on a boot. Yeah, someone watches my TikToks. If you could get any piece of gear for waterfowl season other than a new shotgun or boat, what would it be and why? Well, that is a great question. Probably a new decoy cart. My old decoy cart it's seen better days, to put it mildly. So that we'll just go with that. Let's see. I think that takes care of all of Facebook. We'll hop back on over here to YouTube questions. It's been blowing up a little bit here. So sorry if I haven't gotten to all your guys' questions yet. Just keep dropping them. And be sure to like if you it really helps me out when you guys give me a thumbs up. Off to work. All right. So we'll see you, Alaska Viking. Favorite habitat to hunt: large open water, marsh, flooded timber. Well, apparently what you call flooded timber in Nebraska is a lot different than what you call flooded timber in Arkansas, which I realized, and I actually took some heat for that last year. So I can't say I've ever hunted true flooded timber. I've only hunted Nebraska flooded timber, or a Nebraska timber hole is what I called it. I never even referred to it as timber or flooded timber, which that was pretty cool. I would definitely say marsh, though. I love those wetland areas. I love hunting marshy areas, sitting in cattails. That's awesome. Let's see. Do you have a collection of rusted out live shotgun shells? Any idea on what to do with them? I've gotten a few of them over the years. I don't know what I've done with them. That's a great question. Might have to go find them. I probably just have them sitting in an old box somewhere. But yeah, I don't risk shooting them. Yeah, I'm with you there, Chase. I don't like to shoot them outside 40. You have better chance at wounding them. You got to chase them. You're going to shoot more shells trying to clean up the cripple. There's a lot of issues. The more distance you add to your shot, there's a lot more things that can go wrong. So the closer, the better in my book for decoying birds. Following that, any plans for a dog? Eventually, and I know what kind of dog I want. I want a short hair / lab mix. That's what my dad has, and that dog is amazing. Now he's not professionally trained by any means, but so what? I just want him to go out there and get ducks. I don't need him to do blinds and all this other fancy dog stuff. But now my own personal dog, maybe we'll get that. I just don't have the time right now, and where I live, I can't have a dog anyway. So that's why I don't have a dog. Favorite beer, Coors Light domestic. I would go oatmeal stout for whatever microbrew or whatever you want to call it. Corn Stalker. Shout out to Thunderhead Brewing and Kearney. Favorite shells. I like the Winchester Super X's. They're cheap, and the way I hunt, that's all I really need. They pattern decent out of my gun. I know some people say they're dirty. Just clean your gun. No big deal. And I've got some bosses this year, so we'll see what the difference is there. I got bosses for my 28 gauge just because it's 28 gauge. Figure wouldn't hurt to have a little extra little extra density in my shot. Shaw book, Duck, Duck, Goose, best waterfowling cooking book ever. Yep, we've actually, I think it was Josh or Titus at our last Flyways Collective. They actually used a couple of the recipes out of that, if I believe that's right. And it was amazing. Meat Eater is a killer podcast too. Yep. Meat Eater has good podcast. I just didn't want to turn into Ben Page and plug them every other podcast I do. So I put my Mojos behind us in the marsh, put in the timber. Definitely need more hats. I mean, I've got to order them still, but I'm working on some designs right now. Coot on a boot. Yep, that's my TikTok. One of my dumb TikToks. I make some stupid videos. I guess that's another hobby I've been really doing this off season. Yep. I have yet to see your comment on my channel. I don't know. Patriot. I'm sorry. Hey, I like New England. That's what can you say? It's gonna be a tough year for him this year, though. We'll see. Probably shouldn't have said that though. I don't want to lose any subscribers because of my NFL team preferences. What do I do for work? I am a conservationist. I won't say any more than that. I prefer not to go into what I do personally, much more than other than I work conservation and agriculture. Would you rather hunt with a guy that can't shoot well or a good-looking chick that won't stop talking? Okay, that's Dan. You have the question of the night so far. Who can't shoot well? I'd probably go with the good-looking chick, right? Because by this question's logic, at least she could shoot. I don't care if she's talking as long as it's not scaring birds away. I mean, you can talk, whisper, whatever. I guess that's what I would say. Go with the good-looking chick who won't stop talking, because I'm going to assume that she can at least shoot decently, and we can, shoot our birds. Rather than, I've been with guys that can't shoot. I've been a guy, I've been that guy on several occasions, and it's frustrating for everyone involved because, especially when there's a lot of birds around. I have no opinion on duck nuts. I've never used them, so I can't really tell you what one way or the other. Plan on any pigeon hunts. I would love to do pigeon hunts. We don't really have a lot of pigeons in Nebraska, and the only ones I know at where they're in city limits, so they probably frown on me hunting pigeon there. Favorite program or app to use for video editing? Adobe Premiere Elements. If you want to pay a monthly subscription, go Adobe Premiere Pro. I don't even use that, but it has a lot more functionality. If you're just starting out, I would recommend Adobe Premiere Elements. It's like $60-$70 online. Thoughts on kayak hunting? Enjoy that over sitting in the grass. Love kayak hunting. As far as negatives that I don't like about it, I like rather being able to stand up and shoot. Do you know where you can find the Primos over under duck call anywhere? Yeah, I think they quit making it. The one I use is like 16 years old, and people, some people say that they call it the kazoo when I hunt with them, but it gets birds in, and maybe it goes to show you more about the importance of calling versus like your hide and decoy spread. I rank calling towards the bottom of, the importance for duck hunts at least. But yeah, I think they quit making it. If I remember right though, the call was the double nasty hen winch or something too from Primos. And I don't know if they still make that, but it was basically that call with a whistle on top. I started hunting when I was like 3 or 4 years old. I didn't have a gun. And then I would carry a BB gun once I was like 7 or 8 or whatever. Never really shoot anything with a BB gun, especially when you're duck hunting, but it's fun just to like shoot at the water and stuff, and got me interested in it. But yeah, I was 3-4 years old in a duck blind, all bundled up and watching birds cup up. And like our first blind I hunted with was my cousin, and it was literally 3 planks wired to 2 fence posts and some brush. And that's all we used for a duck blind that year. And then, I was hooked after that, fell in love with it. And, it's been that way ever since. Best natural food for ducks. That's a good question. For teal, I would say smartweed. But ducks eat a lot of different foods, and it depends on the bird. And this would be a great question for Thomas. I actually wish he was on here to answer this, because he's a lot more into the biology side of stuff. I mean, I dabble in it, but he would be able to answer that question a lot more adequately than I'm, suited to do so. But smartweed for teal, I see a lot of other puddle ducks on smartweed. It's really species dependent though. Which apps do you use regarding duck hunting, such as Google Maps, etc.? So I use all the mapping apps like online. I use Google Maps. I use Plat Maps online if I can find them. I use Bing Maps because they all have different orthos. They're all going to show different areas. And if you can find it where it has different years, you can see the change in the water levels over the years. So, if you're hunting a drier year, maybe that's going to more closely resemble what it looks like now. I also use the Nebraska Game and Parks website a lot. They have lake maps for sonar, and it's mainly for fishermen. I use it because, especially in college, when I would walk in, I didn't have a kayak, I didn't have anything else. I used it to know where I could hunt because it says like 2 foot. I know I can wade out that far. So that's another good one. Freelance Hunt Stats. That's a great website. It's great for tracking your bird numbers and shot percentage and all kinds of stuff like that. That's probably it. I'll check my phone here real quick. I don't think I have much more else on duck apps. Really, I guess Ducks Unlimited, the migration tracker, I'll check into that. But it's so hard to tell who's telling the truth and who's lying on that thing. Would you rather hunt with a hell caller or a good caller, but every word he says is a cuss word? Huh. I'd have to say a good caller, right? Like I'm gonna hunt with a good caller. Maybe politely ask him to tone it down, but I'm not gonna act like I'm a saint or anything and never said a cuss word in my time, and that doesn't really bother me when people cuss. But if it does, you just ask him to kind of tone it down, especially if there's kids around. You don't want to, you want to be an adult around kids. And I've had some buddies that, you have to remind them that every now and then, but it doesn't bother me. Choke, got a cremator to shoot this year. So I shoot Carlson's most of the time out of my 12 gauge. It's a mid-range, so it's essentially a modified. It's good from 25 to 40. And honestly, I've thought about choking down, but I like, just in case I need to get out to those 30, 35 yard shots, I like having that modified pattern. On my 20 gauge, it's a modified stock. And then my 28 gauge, I have an improved and a modified Carlson's. So we'll have to see how those do this year. Found a way to get people to cough up their best spots. Yeah, you just encourage them to have a YouTube channel, and then they'll show you on film. They might not tell you, but if you can look in the, if you're good at you're doing your online sleuthing, you can figure out where some of them are. But no, I don't know. That's a good question. I guess maybe bribe them, buy them some steaks and a whiskey, or shoot, I don't know. If they have a good spot, either they're super secretive about it, or they're going to be guiding on it. It seems like. Can you have too many spinners for opening day of teal season? Yes, I would say so. I don't like more than 3 spinners, period. Honestly, after teal season, I don't like more than 1. And most days I don't even like a spinner. Yeah, Onyx Hunt's another app. I don't pay for it, so I don't use it that much. When I had the free trial, I used it for a little bit, but that was about it. Have I ever worn Sitka, and am I ever going to buy Sitka? I have never worn Sitka. If Sitka wanted to send me some Sitka, I would be more than happy to wear it, but I'm not going to go out and buy it. Okay. Yeah, no, I probably won't go out and buy it. I know it's great quality stuff, and I know it's really waterproof and super warm and all that good stuff. That's just not, I don't need to spend the money on that. I'd rather spend my money on decoys or something else. Have I jump shot ducks? Yep. I actually, we do that quite a bit growing up. And I don't care what people say. There's nothing wrong with jump shooting ducks. Like, who cares? Some people I know get all mad about jump shooting ducks. Teach their own. As long as you're shooting them in an ethical distance, who cares? The colder it is, ducks eat more high in protein foods, warmer weather, smart weed, millet, stuff like that. More natural foods in warmer weather. Yeah, see, so like the natural foods, I don't know what they would eat around Nebraska when it's cold, because all the ducks and geese I see around are in cornfields typically. So I don't know what they'd eat. Have I ever killed a wood duck? Yep, that's actually one of the birds I am getting mounted this year. That's from one of my Sandhills hunts last year on video. When I hunted in Arkansas, it was so fun. Killed 7 specks in 24. I have never hunted in Arkansas. I would love to do a flooded timber hunt. Just seeing the videos from that down by like Stuttgart, and which I heard Stuttgart ain't as good as it used to be. But no, I definitely want to hunt Arkansas for the specklebellies and the timber mallard hunts. That'd be awesome. Corn is high protein. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, corn is high protein, but I wouldn't consider that a natural food source. Like, it's been planted there by people. Have I killed a green-winged widgeon? I've killed just a regular widgeon. I guess their speculums are greenish. So yeah, I've killed quite a few widgeon. Let's see. Go back to Instagram here. Ask some questions there. Duckalope Outdoors says, if I could move to any state, where would you move to for waterfowl? I'm going to assume, I don't know. Like, I love Nebraska. I love everything about Nebraska. There's so many different opportunities, not just for waterfowl, that I can hunt out here. But I would probably go Oklahoma. I'd probably have to go Oklahoma because you can shoot cranes, and it's pretty decent duck and goose hunting from what I hear. Pretty good paddle fishing. And also, they've got some great music down there. Red Dirt, Turnpike Troubadours, love them. So, big Red Dirt fan. I would go to Oklahoma if I had to do that. All-time dream hunt, King Eider up in Alaska, already answered that. Would you rather kill a hybrid mallard or double-banded pintail? Now, that's a great question. I would probably go double-banded pintail. I mean, a hybrid's cool, and who knows? Probably already killed a hybrid mallard at some point. I mean, it'd probably be F2 or F3 generation, so it wouldn't really be expressing a lot of traits. But the likelihood is, over time, I probably already have killed one. So a double-banded pintail, just for the sole reason that I could take a picture and send it to Jordan from Duck Gun Chronicles and just kind of rub it in even more. Just we like to have fun doing stuff like that. Thomas, I saw your Instagram post here. I am not answering that question. It's not safe for this channel. Best advice for new time hunters scouting public duck spots when you work full time. This is a great question. You got to just scout whenever you can. If that's, take a different route home from work if you can. I guess it really depends on where you live and where you work and how far your commute is and a lot of different stuff. But, you got to just make time for it. Either that or, take off the morning on that hunt. I know some places can't hunt in the afternoons for waterfowl and other stuff. Take off the morning though, if you can. If you don't have time during the work week to scout, and just watch where the birds are working, watch where they want to be, and follow them to where they feed, and then go out for an afternoon hunt or just go back for the next day. It's better. I guess it's up to you what you decide. Is it better to try to scratch out 1 or 2 ducks against a lot of competition in a not ideal area, or know the area, give up that day of hunting, and hopefully have a lot better day, maybe get a limit the next day? It really breaks down to what you want to do. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, gosh. Bench seats or bucket seats? I'm going to go bench seats, I guess. Yeah. Whatever. We're getting trolled here now. Okay. Let's go back in the YouTube, see what else we got. I'm asking a bunch of silly questions that are seriously humoring me. Yeah, I mean, that's what this is for, guys. I don't care if you ask a goofy question, I'll answer it, and I'll go off on a whole tangent about something else. Just throw them down. Thank you, Dan. I really appreciate the kind words. Love cornfield hunts. Yeah, I'm getting into them. I've never really been a big field hunter. I love putting the water and waterfowl, but I've got the A-frame now, and that is a game changer. I love it. I love hunting birds out of the A-frame, and we actually putting a pit blind up on some of our private ground for goose hunts late season. So you guys can expect to see that. And I wish I was back there with my dad when he's building the thing. And hopefully I'll be able to and help him out on some of it. I'm helping design it at the very least, but I wish I could do a whole series on building a pit blind, because he built the one that you see on those pond hunts with geese. He built that pit blind himself. Let's see. But yeah, I really wish I could do a whole series on building a pit blind. It just seems interesting to me. Really rare to kill one out there. Hey, Jack, do you get cinnamon teal out there in Utah a lot? I can't remember. I know I've seen some swan hunts from Utah, but other than the videos at like the Great Salt Lake or whatever lake that is with the mountains, like that place looks absolutely gorgeous. I really want to hunt Utah at some point. That's probably another one of my dream duck hunts. Rice and corn. Heck yeah, I've never hunted rice. I've heard good things though. I think a lot of pintails on rice, if I remember right. Just planted corn here in Mississippi for a couple of great mallard hunts. Yeah, hopefully this year is cold enough to push ducks down, because I know you southern guys are frustrated and you're seeing guys up north shooting birds. I mean, there's not a lot that we're doing that's keeping ducks up here, honestly. It's the weather more than anything. It's not heated ponds or any big conspiracy. The weather has just sucked, because even in Nebraska where I hunt, I mean, we see lots of ducks and lots of geese, but the last couple of years, the numbers have been a lot lower than even 5 years ago. We need great weather. We need lots of snow in Canada. We need super cold. Just cap them lakes up. A lot of corn, I mean, a lot, but we have rice and soybean and millet, which all do great, but the weather, yep, like I just said, yeah. Weather is a huge factor. Do I drive a Duramax? Nope. I'm a Tundra guy, Toyota. I don't know. Just like grew up with a Tundra. I used to drive a Chevy Silverado 1500 back when I was in high school, but ever since then, once I got into college, I got a Tundra and loved it. And now I got a 2010 Tundra that I currently drive, and that thing is awesome. I love my truck. Ever thought about trying to mount one of your ducks? Actually, give me 1 second. I will be right back. I can show you something here. So I've actually thought about mounting my own birds, but I've never done it. But I have done something like this. So this is just kind of like, this is the head of a wood duck, and it's basically the same process that you would do for mounting a bird. You just, you need a surgical knife, you take it off, and I want it like you can tube them out and then make like your own custom head and stuff. But I was just messing around one day and tried doing that. But that's about the closest I've come to taxidermy. Rarest duck I've ever killed. That's another great question. It's a great question. Shoot, I don't know. I've been a part of a black duck being shot out in, I know, Quill Lake goose. I just shot it last year. Personally, personally, that's probably the rarest bird I've ever shot, was a Quill Lake goose. So that was pretty cool. Other than that, probably the banded duck, banded mallard. I have seen a scoter. Unfortunately, we were limited out at that time, so couldn't shoot it. But I have seen a scoter in Nebraska. I know, crazy. Yeah, we got some tundra love in here. That's good. It's good to see. Scouting here, Mississippi. I've seen more ducks hitting the timber the last few years. That's crazy. See, and I have absolutely no knowledge about actual true timber hunts. Yeah, duck up here. See, I got another one here too. So I'm not sure how good quality I have on the stream, but that's a wood duck that I did, and then this was a redhead. So there's not much to them. I don't know what I'll do with them, but I don't know, kind of cool. We'll do that. What's more embarrassing? Getting towed by a Ford or telling a buddy that you're going to be covered up with birds and get it skunked? I'd have to say getting towed by a Ford. I'm not a Ford guy. I'm just not a Ford guy. If I had to pick another truck, it would be a Chevy, but not a Ford guy by any means. I don't know. I'd still say that's more embarrassing because you got stuck in the first place, right? Shot a duck that had rice coming out of its neck through a bullet hole. Yeah, they do like that rice, I've heard. We don't have any around Nebraska. Some places the last couple of years, though, they could have probably grown it, how wet we've been. Scoters here for days. Oh, bodybooting. I would love to do some bodybooting. That would be amazing. That would be like that looks so much fun. I don't know. Oh, shoot. We got some more. Sorry. Got more questions coming in here. Yeah, but bodybooting would be awesome. Single read or double read? I think a single read's better for beginners. Double read is what I typically run, although I just got sent this from, I'm going to shout out Chris Poke Pattern Calls. He sent me this, I believe it. Yeah, it's a single read. I kind of like it. It's a pretty good sounding call. You can get a lot louder on the single reads. That's another good reason to go single read. And they don't freeze up as much, seems like. Most memorable hunt I have ever been on. That you guys are asking some awesome questions. So the most memorable hunt I've ever been on. Oh, it'd probably have to be like, so we do these family trips, my dad and I and my cousins, and we go hunt with my other cousins. They've got a pit blind out in the Panhandle, and I'm not going to say any more than that, but we've been doing this trip for years, and the first couple of years, like this, and these first years I started shooting birds. I mean, we'd limit out on geese by like 10 o'clock, and then the next year we'd limit out on ducks, like 5 or 6 man limit, like just hunting with my family, having an awesome breakfast in the blind, and birds just decoying perfectly. That's you can't beat it. That's probably the most memorable hunt by far. Have I ever shot a brant goose? Nope. I've shot quite a few canvasbacks. I actually got one mounted. Yeah, I shoot a couple canvasbacks every year though. RNT or Echo. I've actually never used either one of those, so I can't give you one answer or the other. Dream duck, king eider, way up there. Harlequin, probably close second. Yeah, that'd be probably, it'd be king eider, Harlequin. Those are probably top two. I guess I'd throw in like a Mallard Pintail hybrid or something, like a hybrid, but the odds of getting one of those is so rare. Tastiest duck, it's toss up between wood duck and pintail in my opinion. Probably pintail. I'd probably lean pintail. They're so tasty. Favorite recipe for snow geese. If you look on my channel, I have a recipe where you brine them and smoke them. That works pretty good for snow geese. The one for jerky works pretty good too. California or Missouri? I'd probably go Missouri just because it's closer to me. Well, shoot, that's an excellent question. You guys are killing it. California would be amazing to hunt. California would be amazing to hunt. My buddy Titus over there, Mid Valley Mercenaries, hunts California. I don't know how comfortable I would be at shooting at that range though. You know, they are consistently shooting 35-yard shots, and I mean, I could shoot that. I don't like that though. I'd rather have them 15, 20 yards, 25 yards. I want birds as close as I can get them. And, you know, not to say they can't do that out there, but it just seems like it's a lot more heavily pressured out there. But I would love to hunt there because they get Drake spoonies, they get beautiful pintails, they get cinnamon teal and fully plumed blue wings. So I'd go California, but I don't think I could even get in there with all their legislation they have there. So Missouri would probably be the realistic answer, but in a dream world where I could just walk, drive across state lines, no issues, California. Mojo or shell? Can you elaborate on that, Jack? What do you mean by shell? Shotgun you would have if price I can't even talk. Price wasn't an issue. I mean, there's so many. Probably some cool, like maybe an SB3, I guess, just to try it out. I've heard good things about them, but I like my VersaMax. Yeah. I'd go SB3 on that, though. Cali's cool, except for the lame rules. Yep, see, that's what I'm saying there. I have never gone on an open water layout hunt. I've seen them. I've watched people go on them, and they get the old squaws. Old squaw is another duck I'd love to shoot up there. So, yeah, I've never been on one, but I've seen them. I think that'd be pretty fun. It'd be kind of unnerving though, too, like just with the big waves and stuff. Sorry, excuse me. Yes, that sounds miserable, Scott. Honestly. Floating deeks or Mojo. I'm gonna go floating deeks. Like especially mid-late season, birds are so educated by they're so educated by those, by the spinners. So floating deeks, yeah. Floating deeks with the motion ducks or a jerk rig. Do you eat ducks with rice breast? That's a great question. I personally have never got a duck with rice breast. I've had some buddies that have, and they basically turned it into fertilizer. They buried it. It's a great issue, and you don't see any like state agencies or even federal agencies comment on it other than the wanton waste laws. And I mean, you can't blame anyone for not wanting to eat something with a parasite in it. Like, it's a tough question. I know some guys do, but it just from my research, I actually did a video over rice breast I think last year. And when it's heavily infested, those parasites in there, it'll be like a crunch. So like you can cook them out of the meat and it's safe to eat, but you'll still have that like crunchy texture, which I don't think I would care for. So I know a lot of guys say they cook them and make them into dog food. The guys that I've been hunting with, when they got them, they turn them into fertilizer. They just bury them. So I don't know if that's the right way to do it. I don't know. It's a personal ethics question, and it'd also be a great question for a game warden. I don't think, and I'm not going to speak for a game warden. I'm not going to, it depend on the person who's writing you a ticket. But the laws, I feel like, are left vague for that reason. It's up to the intent of the person. Just do the best you can, utilizing whatever you can off the bird, I guess would be my answer for that. But that's an excellent question. Biggest spread you've put out? For geese, we've ran 10, 15 dozen, counting silhouettes. That's probably last year. Field hunts, I like to throw a lot out field hunts, especially late season. You know, what do you have to lose? Especially for geese. Ducks, maybe 3-4 dozen tops. I don't like to go that big on ducks though. I like 2 dozens about the sweet spot I like. And even those aren't all ducks. Probably 12 coots or 6 coots and some puddle ducks and rest mallards or something. Ever been grouse hunting, quail hunting, and other? Yeah, I actually grew up doing a lot of upland bird hunting. So in eastern Nebraska, quail hunting was a big thing, and pheasant hunting used to be amazing. I mean, I can still remember. Shoot, it was only 9 years ago. We had a big blizzard, unfortunately, and a lot of land got torn out when corn hit $7 an acre and all that. Crop prices were really high, so CRP went out and all the thickets and habitat went out. But we used to have, it was nothing to see 70 pheasants in eastern Nebraska. You could go out, and I actually went out this last year pheasant hunting opening day in eastern Nebraska. Nothing. Like I remember we saw 5 pheasants and maybe a small covey of quail. We shot 2 quail, and we were the only people out. We got checked by a game warden that day on opening day of pheasant season, which used to be a statewide holiday. It seemed like, especially in eastern Nebraska, they do hunters breakfast as like for prom fundraisers and stuff. And now the pheasant hunting is just so terrible. It's awful. There's no other way to put it. There's really not. The pheasant hunting is terrible. The quail hunting's decent, but it's heading that way. And it goes back to habitat. If you want more upland birds, you got to have areas that make upland, where those upland birds can make more upland birds. So I'm talking milo, I'm talking wheat, alfalfa, I'm talking putting land in CRP, leaving plum thickets and chokecherry thickets and stuff like that. You got to leave those areas, those rough areas, alone, because that's where the birds are gonna, that's where they're gonna make more birds. Sorry, that's a heated topic for me. I kind of can go off on that for a little while. But habitat, I don't care if it's ducks, I don't care if it's geese, I don't care if it's turkeys, deer, whatever. You got to have habitat. That's bottom line. You got to have habitat. But yeah, habitat's going away. So I haven't done a lot of quail or pheasant hunting. I still like them. I actually love eating pheasant and quail. And grouse hunting, I've been out once. I think I've seen them when I've gone elk hunting out years ago. There's like, what were they? Blue grouse, I think, or dusty grouse, whatever they're called now, blue grouse or something. They're stupid. They're really dumb. Like you could probably beat them with a stick if you wanted to, honestly, but, I never hunted them. I just seen them. And I've seen prairie chickens when I've been pheasant hunting, but I never got one of those either. So I do want to go grouse hunting. That's definitely, and I do want to go on those mountain grouse hunts because I've heard they're really tasty. But I just haven't had the opportunities to do so yet. Mosquitoes all season long or wet and freezing waders, what is more tolerable for your optimal hunt? Wet and freezing waders, hands down. I'd rather take those. I hate mosquitoes. I don't want a chance of catching West Nile that could sideline you for who knows how long. Here in Mississippi, there's a lot of wood ducks. Seems like places up north. Yeah, we don't. I'll see them. I'll see them actually when I'm turkey hunting more than I'll see them when I'm duck hunting. Like they'll nest around the areas I turkey hunt quite often. And there's a couple areas I can go and get some wood ducks, but that's about it. Yeah, I'm with you, Scott. I wouldn't feed it to my dogs either if I had a dog. I just know I've seen this topic rise on forums, and some guys say they cook it into dog food for them. What's up, Foul Assassins? Yeah, see, I don't know. I probably want to eat it if it had rice breast. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know. I would really love to have a great in-depth conversation with a game warden or conservation officer about this exact topic, but hopefully that can happen someday. Yeah. See, I've seen mallards with it, and I've seen green wings, and I'm trying to think what else. Maybe a gadwall, but I've never personally got one. So. Fingers crossed, I never personally will. Have you shot a duck with something in its neck? I shot a ringneck with a minnow in its neck. I've shot mallards that have just got done feeding, and it'll just be full of corn. Like you'll shoot them, you go up, grab them, and corn's just falling out of their mouth. Like you can tell what they were doing. Let's see what we got here. I drew one hunt, one late last season. Me and my kids limited on teal, went for mallards. Teal was the only thing moving. Hey, I'll take teal. I'll take teal all day. I'm not opposed to a teal hunt. I love them teal, as I already said. Let's see. Have you shot a duck's head off in anyone? Anyone in the comments? I have never shot a duck's head off. I know there's a famous video. I think it was Duck Commander that did it on one of their classic hunts, like Fire in the Hole or whatever it's called. They did that. I personally have never done it though. I don't think I shoot a tight enough choke. Unless they'd have to be super tight for me to do it, honestly. All right. Check Facebook real quick and show that. Check Facebook real quick and Instagram. I think we're kind of winding down, guys. So if you got any last minute questions, drop them down. See what we got here. That looks like that's about it there. See what we got on Facebook. Like I said, man, I'd love to favorite duck to hunt. Green wing teal. Just loves something about them. I love them. Let me check Facebook real quick. We'll see what else is on here. What do we got? How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? I don't honestly know. I think I usually just bite mine when I can. Just bite right in half, get to the chocolate. So yeah, sorry about that, Scott. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know what was a great time to start this thing. We've been going for an hour and a half though. So no, you guys had great questions. Let me know down below once I sign off here if you want me to do another one of these. This was pretty fun. But do I remember the first duck I ever shot? That is a great question. Actually, I can show you. I've got something from the first duck I ever shot right here. So the first duck I ever shot was banded. It is the only duck I have shot, only waterfowl that I have shot that was banded. It was a Drake Mallard. Came in, I think I was like 11 or 12. And everyone in the pit blind let me have it, and it just happened to be banded. And nothing since. That was my first band and my last band. First pintail's a great one. There's a couple people that still have been hunting for years and haven't shot a pintail. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, I love turkey hunting. I could go off. I mean, turkey hunting is another. I'm a big turkey hunter. I'll see a duck elope. But I'm a big turkey hunter. I could talk about turkey hunting. Probably not quite to the extent that I talk about duck hunting, but it's when they work, it's awesome. So. Yep, you were cracking me up all streams. This was fun, guys, though. But let me know. Oh, I think we got one more rolling in here. We'll see. Okay, just a comment, not a question. But yeah, I'm gonna call that favorite type of hunting, duck hunting, hands down. Goose hunting probably second. I'd put turkey hunting third, and then I'm not a big deer hunter. I shoot a deer every year just for meat. I fill my freezer with at least one doe. If I saw, and I used to take off every rifle season. I don't think I'm going to do that this year. Like I'd take off a weekend rifle hunting in Nebraska, but probably not going to do that this year. Oh yeah, that was a topic I was going to talk about, but we'll save that for next time. We'll save that for the podcast or something. So I'm going to sign off, guys. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm racing to 10,000 with Jordan from Duck Gun Chronicles. So help me beat him. he's going to have to either have a pink beard or kiss Thomas from Virginia Outdoors Unlimited. I don't know. He just brought that up a couple nights ago. So I don't know. He wants to get punished or something, but yeah, help me beat him. You can see his beard be pink. We're also having a mullet growing contest. See who has the best mullet by duck season rolls around. So we're kind of doing some stupid contests, side bet kind of deals. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, High Prairie Sportsman. Also have a TikTok if you want to see stupid little videos about duck hunting or farming or just living out in the country, stuff like that. And we'll have to do this again. Oh, and check out the Foul Front podcast. I'm a co-host on that now with Thomas. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.